in this episode, I'm going to break down 10 daily habits that will make you more successful in every area of your life. I'm all about giving you actionable tools and steps so that you can literally do things now. And these are going to be things that you can do not just when things are easy and life is easy, but when you're tired, when you're stressed, and when you're overwhelmed, because that's typically when we need the habits the most. Welcome to What If It All Goes Right, the show for high achievers who are ready to stop fearing the worst and start stepping into their power. I'm your host, Angela Gargano, 6-time American Ninja Warrior, keynote speaker, peak performance coach, and former biochemist. Every episode, I'm going to give you the mindset shifts and practical tools to shake off the doubt, reignite your energy, and remember just how powerful you really are. Because it's time to stop fearing the worst and start asking, what if it all goes right? What if it's already going right? Let's be honest. Everyone wants to be more successful. We all want to feel focused, confident, and in control of our day instead of constantly reacting, rushing, or putting out fires. But here's the truth. Success doesn't come from random motivation or waiting for the perfect time. It comes from the habits you live by every single day. Now, when I look at the high-performing people that I've met and I've worked with, the athletes, entrepreneurs, creators, moms that are juggling everything, executives, they all have one thing in common. They've built routines that support their energy, mindset, and their focus. They don't wake up hoping that the day goes well. They create days that go well intentionally. And here's the thing. These aren't complicated 10-step morning routines or these like insane 3-hour rituals that you might see online. I know I've seen a bunch of Instagram posts and TikToks where it's like, this is my morning routine. And I'm like, how do you do all that? These are simple. These are powerful. And these are daily habits that just make sense. And they're habits that might seem simple. And while they're simple, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily easy to always do. But when you do them, it's a game changer. And these are things like protecting your mornings, getting sunlight before you hop on your phone, planning tomorrow before bed, and moving your body every single day. Yes, literally that simple. But a lot of times we need to come back to those foundational pieces and those simple pieces because everyone always asks me for the next biohack or the next fad that is coming out. But are you doing some of these simple daily habits? And I want to be clear about these simple daily habits. They're not about perfection. This is about alignment. They're what are going to literally keep you grounded when life gets chaotic and when uncertainty strikes. And it's what helps you focus when distractions start to pull you in. And it's what allows you to actually feel like your strongest, clearest self. Because if you're trying to grow, whether that's in your fitness, in your career, in your mindset, the foundation is always the same. And it all starts with one simple word: consistency. And the consistency is built on habits. So in this episode, I'm going to break down 10 daily habits that will make you more successful in every area of your life. You're going to learn exactly what they are, why they work, and how to actually apply them. Because here on What If It All Goes Right, I'm all about giving you actionable tools and steps so that you can literally do things now. And these are going to be things that you can do not just when things are easy and life is easy, but when you're tired, when you're stressed, and when you're overwhelmed. Because that's typically when we need the habits the most, but that's typically when the habits fall off the most. Right, Pepper? She agrees. So whether you're looking to show up more powerfully at work, whether you're wanting to hit these new goals in the gym, or just feel calm and confident in your day-to-day life, these habits will literally change how you move, think, and how you lead yourself. And you might see on my sites, if you've seen my little phrase that I always say, it's really revolutionizing the way that you think, move, and lead. And a lot of times it comes back to these simple foundations that we're missing. So Maybe you are doing some of these right now that we're going through right now. Maybe you're not doing some of them. Maybe it's just a great reminder to get back to it. But before we dive in, make sure that you're following the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you love what you hear, just take 2 seconds to leave a quick rating or review. It means the world to me, and it helps this show reach more people who need to hear it. All right, let's dive on in. Let's break down the 10 habits every highly effective person does that just make sense. Number 1, time blocking for deep work. And I'm going to tell you a bit about what this means and also why maybe some of us have resistance to it, because I know me as somebody who likes to be like, not on a schedule and free. Like I was always so resistant to it, but it is such a game changer. So time blocking means setting aside specific chunks of time to focus on your most important and mentally demanding tasks without distractions. No multitasking, no constant email checking, no switching tabs every 5 minutes, no being on social media. This is intentional, deep work where like all of that is put aside and the only thing that you're focused on is that one task that you have in front of you and making sure that you can get it done. And a lot of times with the time blocking and doing this most important tasks, a lot of people have to do it in the morning because that's when they have the least distractions. But I know for some of us, maybe we can't do that, but it's really setting that intentional time to get that one task done and putting everything else aside, because you're going to feel so much better knowing that you're only focused on that and you are going to finish it. So this habit is so powerful because your brain works best in these things called focus sprints, not in scattered bursts. Focus sprints. I want you to think of this as like a sport of your brain, time blocking, right? Where we're trying to work with our biology and work with our brain so that we can be successful, right? So when we're trying to do like a million things at once and we know that all we really need to get done is at that one focus task, like really badly. Like if we could just put our time into it and do that sprint, we're going to be able to get it done faster. A lot of times when you're constantly interrupted, your brain has to reload the context every time. I'm going to say it again. When you're constantly interrupted, your brain has to reload this context every single time, which can waste up to 40% of your productivity. 40%. So by protecting deep work blocks, you train your mind to drop into that flow faster, work more efficiently, and finish the tasks that actually move you forward, which is typically the task that we always are avoiding or procrastinating. So it's like making us do it and get it done so we no longer need to think about it anymore. Now, here's how to do it. Identify your top 1 or 2 priorities for the day. Just the top 1 or 2. I know for me personally, I typically have 3 things that I know I need to get done. And if those 3 things get done, then I feel like I've had a successful day. And what you're going to do is you're going to block off a 60 to 90 minute window to just tackle them. You put your phone on airplane mode, your notifications are off, and if possible, if this is something like if there's meetings throughout the day or things along those lines or emails for later in the afternoon, I want you to make sure you can batch them, like batch the different types of tasks into different categories, because this way you don't need to task switch from like doing a deep focused back end type work to now I'm on a meeting and being creative, or now I'm sitting down and doing emails, because your brain is just going to continue to get scattered, right? And you'll be amazed how much mental clarity and time you gain once you stop reacting to everyone else's schedule and start honoring your own. This comes down to really setting the boundaries. And I think also this is honoring yourself and your goals. When we put everybody else before us all the time, like what is that saying to ourselves, right? We can put ourselves first and then all those other tasks and things like that will wait. And I know sometimes it can feel pressing and like on all the things, but it's really important to get those tasks done so that it can free up your space and free up your mind. And like I said, I was always very resistant to this because I'm a very creative person and I don't want to necessarily do these work blocks, but it actually created more freedom and more space because I didn't need to make a decision. I knew the three things I was working on, and then my brain wasn't scattered. So if you're resistant to it, give it a shot. The time blocking literally is a game changer. Schedule it out onto your calendar. And if you even know the specific tasks, and I also want to warn you that sometimes these tasks take a very maybe longer than you might think. So also plan for that. Plan to underestimate how much, overestimate how much you're going to do, because we typically do that. And also there's a great productivity hack, the Pomodoro technique, which is in a past episode that is a game changer for what you can do inside your time blocks. Number 2, consistent exercise. And you might be like, duh, Angela, I got it. Consistently exercise. Well, we need to hear it sometimes again. Exercise isn't just about looking fit. It's about optimizing your mind, your energy, and your resilience. And when you move your body regularly, you improve blood flow to your brain, you release dopamine and serotonin, and you train your nervous system to handle stress better. And that's why high performers almost always have this consistent workout routine that they're doing. They know that strength training or even simply walking is going to help them think clear and stay disciplined and show up with energy. And again, might be sitting on here saying this, everyone might be like, but again, it's the first thing to go. And when we're not feeling great and we're not feeling productive and we're not feeling like our best self, typically you can go back and be like, wait, have I not really been moving? Have I just been sitting all the time? So how can we intentionally do that? And again, you don't need to make it complicated. So here's how to really apply this and do this. So don't aim, again, for perfection. I'm going to say it again. Do not aim for perfection. You're going to aim for consistency. And I say this in my keynotes all the time. Consistency is greater than perfection. Commit to moving your body every day, even if it's only for 20 minutes. Maybe it's even only 10 minutes. I do this thing in the morning where I always do a little snack because I feel like it helps my ADHD brain just with some movement. So I either go for a walk. Well, I typically always go for a walk with my pepper girl who's right here. But I will do these, I think it's 5 different moves. So I'll do 10 squats, 10 hip thrusts, 10 push-ups, 10 VMs, and 10 pull-ups on my pull-up bar. And then I'll start my day, and it always helps me be more productive right away. It's just a simple thing. So just something little. If you can, go to the gym and lift weights at least 3 to 4 times a week. It's going to be super important. It doesn't need to be complicated. Walk after meals or stretch in between meetings. And the goal is to make movement a non-negotiable part of your lifestyle, because when your body feels strong, your confidence is going to follow. And that confidence shows up in every area of your life. But I want to say it a million times over. Consistency is better than perfection. So let's make sure when we're thinking about movement that we're not don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcommit. Just keep it very, very simple. Next habit here: morning sunlight and meditation before screens. So the way you start your day really dictates how your entire nervous system functions. And getting outside for 5 to 10 minutes for some of that morning sunlight resets your circadian rhythm. It boosts serotonin and it improves your sleep at night. Now, again, I know sometimes maybe you can't do this. Maybe, I know for me, it's very dark here in the morning now as I'm recording this. So I live in the city, so I don't really love going outside right away. You can use a red light if you have a little biohack tool like that, or you can literally just stand out on your deck or something just to get some of that light, even if it's not fully there. And if you compare that with a few minutes of meditations before checking your phone, you're going to give your brain a calm, clear foundation to operate from for the day. And if you want to think about stacking this onto something, I have on the podcast those walking meditations. I don't know if you're listening to this, hopefully you've tried them before. They're so good. I literally do it myself. So you could go outside, go for that walk while you're listening to your morning meditation and kind of get it all done at once. So you're outside, you're getting the meditation, you're getting a little bit of movement. So how great is it that you can stack that on top of that each other to really start your brain off on a good foot. I know it's hard to you want to go reach for that phone, but set that boundary to not reach for the phone right in the morning. And this habit matters because your cortisol, your get up and go hormone, your stress response, right? It naturally spikes in the morning. So this is going to flood your brain with email notifications during that time. It's going to send you into some stress mode instead of focus mode. And meditation grounds you while the sunlight tells your body it's time to be alert and present. So Again, let's always come back to when we're thinking about these habits, like there's a science behind it. This is not just like we're making it up, like go outside, go do this thing. Like it really truly works. It's simple, but it's not easy. And if you can go do something simple like this, it's going to change everything. It's going to change your mood. So before you go for all the hacks, like try some of these simple things. Now, how do you do this? Let's think about what this could look like for your day. So first thing in the morning, step outside without sunglasses for at least 5 minutes. Then quietly breathe deeply. It could just be like 3 breaths. It doesn't need to be a whole crazy breathwork session or things like that. And I want you to focus on your intentions for the day before picking up your phone. And when you think about the intentions for your day, how do you want to move today? Do you want to move confidently? Do you want to be extra productive? Is it more of a creative day? Like really set your intention and realize that you really do get to choose how your day goes. No matter what chaos happens, like you get to intentionally choose that in the morning. But you'll notice immediately the difference in your focus, mood, and energy within a week. So if you're skeptical on this, if you're like, I don't want to do this, because I get it, I can be like that too. I'm going to challenge you to just go do it. Just go do it. Just go give it a shot. And I promise you're going to see a difference. 4 habit, planning and prioritizing the day, but being like very specific with this. So planning and prioritizing the day, not just saying, I think I need to, whatever. Like you're never going to know if by just tossing something up in the air, if you're actually going to get what you need to done if you're not actually planning and prioritizing. Again, another reminder for you. Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, how does she know me? So highly effective people, they don't just wing it. And there's a time and place, I guess, for kind of winging it, but they plan it. So start your day with clear priorities. This is going to keep you from drowning into busy work, and it's going to help you stay focused on what is actually driving results to your goals. Okay? That's why pre-planning is a game changer, and you can prioritize that day. And the reason this works so well is because decision fatigue is real. Like the amount of women who come to me when I'm giving them workout programs, they're literally just like, I just can't make another decision for what I need to do or work out for the day. And that's why I need someone to just like have the workout program written for me. So every unmade choice, it's going to drain your willpower. So by identifying your top 3 priorities early, you make sure that your best energy goes towards the tasks that actually matter. This way, by the end of the day, you're not sitting there like, oh my goodness, there was that one thing that I really needed to do, but I didn't do it. It's like you already have it set up for success for yourself that you're going to do it because you prioritize it right away. So again, coming back to realizing that this is simple, but also not easy. But again, whatever ones in here resonate with you, like take it and use it through the day. And here's how each morning or the night before should look. I would highly suggest if you can do it the night before, because I feel like it even makes it even better. You go to sleep like knowing what you're going to do. Just write down the 3 things that would make the day successful if complete. Kind of like we were talking about before with that list. Just 3 things, if you do those 3 things that you are going to feel like successful and like you've won throughout the day. And again, make it simple so you can win. Because I think sometimes we set ourselves up for success. We set a task list of like 20 things. I know I've done that before, but just set 3. And then you're going to go back like we did before and you're going to block out the time for them. What are the ones that you're going to do first? And then everything else, the errands, the emails, the admin, that is going to come after. And this is going to help you stop feeling so overwhelmed and start ending your days with a sense of accomplishment. It's not about doing more. I know we want to do more. We know we think if we do more, it's going to be better. If we do more, we're going to be more successful. It's about doing what actually matters most. And a lot of times if you find yourself procrastinating, you're not really doing the things that actually matter at the end of the day. So think about that. Now, habit number 5, that is a complete game changer, is a consistent sleep schedule. Sleep is your secret weapon for performance. It regulates your hormones, it repairs your muscles, it consolidates your memory, and it resets your nervous system. You can't outwork or out-supplement bad sleep. And the most successful people go to bed and wake up roughly around the same time every day. Why? Because their circadian rhythm loves predictability. And when your sleep is consistent, your body produces energy, focus, and hormones on a schedule, and your workouts and decisions and emotions all improve. So to apply this, set your bedtime and actually stick to it. Dim your lights an hour before you sleep, avoid screens, and create a wind down routine. You can do this by reading, stretching, or even journaling, and aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep nightly. Within a few weeks, your energy will feel more stable, your cravings will drop, and you'll handle stress way more easily. Now, I know when we were younger, maybe we were able to get away with not sleeping as much, because I know I barely slept when I was younger. I would literally go to sleep at midnight, wake up at 5 in the morning, hustle, 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 hustle. But what I've noticed specifically for a lot of the women that I've coached who are older, and even particularly for myself, I just do not function well on not having enough sleep anymore. So again, you might be able to do it for a little bit, but in the long run, just get the sleep and just be more productive throughout the day. Typically, we're not going to sleep because we didn't get maybe stuff that we needed to done or whatever it may be. So how can we make our day more productive and use these habits so that we can get the sleep that we need so that we can perform at our best? Number 6, plan tomorrow today. I know we touched on that a bit above. This one task, it literally takes 5 minutes, but it changes everything. I think sometimes we think it takes longer than it does to put out a list of what you're going to do tomorrow. But before bed, review your day and plan what you're doing the next day. It's simple. List your top priorities that we talked about above and schedule them into your calendar. Don't not schedule them in the calendar. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to do these 3 things. Actually go into your calendar. I like to use Google Calendar because I'm a visual person, and block out exactly what you're going to do and when, or do it on your paper calendar. And why this works is your brain loves closure. So when you organize your next day before you go to sleep, it reduces nighttime anxiety and it lets your subconscious process solutions while you rest. So you'll wake up with clarity instead of chaos. So just take a deep breath, take that moment and write down what you're going to be doing. Look at your day hour by hour. I know it sounds annoying, but I'm telling you, it'll be so helpful. And how to do this: each evening, ask yourself, what are the 3 things I must get done tomorrow? Write them down, visualize yourself completing them, and set your clothes or gear out if needed. This single step completely transforms your mornings from being reactive to actually being intentional. And you'll feel like you're leading the day, not catching up to it. So putting the clothes out before. I still tell my clients all the time this, just put the clothes out before. Or even if you want to get really into it, if you really do know kind of what your week is going to be like, you can on Sunday literally lay out all the clothes that you're going to wear for the week and just put them in your closet and just have the outfits already together. If you know it's going to be workout clothes, whatever it might be, just have it all for the week. I remember there was one point where I was so busy and I was I want to have everything pre-planned. I want to have my workouts clothes laid out. I want to have my meals prepped, whatever. And I actually put sticky notes on them. I'm outfit number 1, 2, 3. And it's funny because for me personally, I don't know maybe how you are, but I typically wear a lot of the same clothes over and over. So it wasn't that hard to do it, but it made it so much easier to grab and go. And I absolutely had a much more successful week because I did that. Number 7, protect your mornings and wake up with intention. So like we talked about above, your morning is the launch pad for your entire day. And successful people don't just roll out of bed and instantly react to the world. They create space to set their tone. And why it works is when you start your day rushed or distracted, you train your brain to stay in survival mode all day. But if you start it calm and you start it intentional, your mind is going to stay grounded. And it's going to stay productive. So I know there's so many hacks and so many people that say, just wake up and go to work right away. And, all the, I think the gurus and the business gurus would be oh, I get all my stuff done from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., which you might get it done then, right? But I still think no matter what, even if you are waking up that early, you still need some intentional time to breathe in the morning so you can really set yourself up for success and set the tone for the day. It doesn't need to be anything distracting, but just even if it's taking the breaths, doing the walking meditation, stuff like that is going to really help you to set you up for success for the rest of the day so you don't crash out and burn out, which is exactly what we're trying to avoid with these habits, right? We do not want to burn out. So how do we do this? We wake up and we avoid your phone for at least 30 minutes like we talked about. We drink a glass of water, move your body or write down what you're grateful for, and create a short ritual that centers you before you jump into work or social media. So again, above, we talked about some of the great things that you could do. And I personally have this habit tracker that I use. I love it so much. And I have those couple things that I need to do before I start anything throughout my days. And because I love a little like checkbox mark. So I always drink 1 glass of water, like I down it, I put some electrolytes in it. I always take my Pepper Girl out. So we go for a walk, we do our walking meditation, I journal, I read, and then I do that little like mini workout routine. So create a ritual though that works for you. Like you don't need to use my ritual. You don't need to use anybody else's ritual. You need to use something that's simple that you're going to, like, I know every day I'm going to win at that because I know I can do it before I even jump into work or social media. I know I can do that. It's simple. So keep it as simple as humanly possible. So maybe it's just 1 or 2 things, but when you're consistent with that, you're going to see a massive change. You're going to protect that time like a meeting with your future self because it is. Like actually set it as a meeting. There's so many people that I've worked with before too. They're like, oh, well, like this meeting, that meeting. And they're very like, everything's set around like the meeting for everybody else. So I'm like, well, what about the meeting for yourself that you're blocking off? Number 8, move daily. And this isn't just about like the workouts and the strength training and all the stuff we were talking about before. This is about like actual movement, okay? Because a lot of us are sitting all day. We're sitting stagnant and then your energy starts to slow and then your brain slows down. Movement is going to keep your body and your mind connected. And why this matters is regular movement improves your circulation, your creativity, and even your digestion. And it's also proven to lower your stress hormones and improve cognitive function. So how do we do this throughout the day? You're going to intentionally take walking breaks between your meetings, even if it's just like walking around the house or whatever it might be. Maybe do mobility while you're watching TV. Maybe you're going to park further away from somewhere so you can actually take the extra steps and get some extra steps in. Maybe you're going to stretch between your calls, but movement is not optional. Like get up, take the second. I know it seems sometimes counterintuitive because you're like, oh, I got to like get away from some of the stuff that I'm doing, but like literally get up and just start moving. And this is maintenance for your brain and your body. And think of it as a way to reset your energy throughout the day, not just something you do like at the gym. This is again, if you think about it more of as like a reset and you know scientifically that it's going to help you, like just get up and just start moving. Put a note on your computer, get up and move between meetings. I know for me, when I do the Pomodoro technique, like I said, there's a great episode about that. You do these little work sprints and the work sprint section, I used to at some point, like I would just sit there and like wait for the rest period to end. But now what I do is I actually get up and I like walk around or I'll do something, some kind of movement to just take a breath. And that actually makes me more productive for my next work block, which I think is really important. Number 9, so we're getting close to the end, and this one's gonna be like, what? Seek discomfort daily, because comfort kills growth, and successful people intentionally challenge themselves, whether it's going to the gym and lifting heavier weights, maybe it's taking a cold plunge, maybe it's public speaking, or tackling something that you've been avoiding. Seek that discomfort. Again, the gym is a great example of how you could do that like pretty easily, like do something that's hard and then train your brain that you can actually do this. And this works because your brain literally builds resilience through stress, not avoidance. So a lot of times we think sometimes stress is like a bad thing, but sometimes the avoidance of stress is. Because every time you face discomfort and you show that you can stay calm, you really start to rewire your nervous system to handle pressure better. And that's how confidence is built. I have a great friend who is a speaker and she talks all about this. She talks all about how stress is, again, we're fearing stress, don't stress. But stress is actually, it's not bad for the body, especially when we are doing things that are uncomfortable each day that we are pushing through and showing and reminding ourselves like just how powerful we are, because it's very easy sometimes to forget how powerful you are when you're only in your comfort zone and you're not pushing past and doing hard things. So how do we do this? Do one thing daily that pushes your limits. Again, workouts is the easiest thing to first come to, which is lift heavier weights than usual, or maybe work on a skill like a pull-up. The thousands of women I've helped get their pull-up, a reason why this is such a powerful skill to work on is because you're working on something that is kind of uncomfortable and hard every single day, and you're pushing you're pushing yourself to do it, and it's proving to yourself that you can keep showing up even when things are hard. Maybe take the cold shower. Although I'm not going to lie, personally, I love a hot shower and I don't know if I could do a cold shower. Like maybe I'll try it at some point, but I love having a nice hot shower in the morning. Maybe holding the plank a little longer if you're doing a plank, or having a hard conversation. Seek that edge where you feel the resistance, because growth is going to happen there. It's not going to happen in your comfort zone. For me, a lot of the growth is happening through doing cold emails. I talk about that in like so many episodes. I don't know why it's so scary. Like I can speak in front of thousands of people and I love it, but sending that one cold email is like, ugh. But my friend gave me something that I thought was really powerful this week. She challenged me to make just bold moves this week, bold, scary moves. And that's the things that are uncomfortable. So I'm trying to make one bold, scary move every single day this week. And number 10, reflection and gratitude. Success isn't just about doing. It's about noticing. It's about reflecting. And it helps you learn from your experiences, while gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what is working. Positive reinforcement here. And this is powerful because gratitude literally is going to rewire your brain to look for positives, and it's going to improve emotional regulation and resilience. I don't know about you, but there's been so many times where people are like, write down what you're grateful for. And then you're like, oh, like, do I have to? Like, I don't want to write down what I'm grateful for. But the fact that it actually rewires your brain, that's pretty awesome. That's what we need to do, is just sit down and be grateful for what we already have. And reflection prevents this whole autopilot and it promotes awareness. And that's the foundation of intentional living. So how do we do this? Each evening, or even each morning, I personally do it every single morning when I'm doing my journaling prompt. I'll do 3 things that I'm grateful for, jot down 1 win and 1 lesson from the day at the end of the day, and then list the 3 things that you're grateful for. So if you want to do it at the end of the day, like jot down your win, your lesson from the day, and 3 things that you're grateful for. And this habit is going to close that loop on your day. It's going to lower your stress, and it's going to prime your brain to look for progress instead of perfection. Look for progress instead of perfection. I'll say that again because, again, I know a lot of us as high achievers, like that's a big piece for us. We always are trying to be perfect with everything. So before we wrap up this episode, I want to quickly recap the 10 daily habits that you can do to become more successful in every area of your life. I know 10 might seem overwhelming. So if it is overwhelming, like just pick a couple. You want to set yourself up to win, but even doing just a few of these per day is going to be a game changer. And again, maybe you're already doing a couple of these things, and maybe there's ones that you can improve on more. Like maybe you could go down the list and say, oh my goodness, like I actually, I'm on a scale from 1 to 10 of doing the first one, which is time block for deep work, maybe you're only at a 3. So that shows one that you can definitely work on, right? So let's go through them. Time block for deep work. So protect your focus and stop multitasking. It's like your computer tabs are open everywhere. Like, we got to shut them all, like click all the tabs and then just work on one tab. Exercise consistently. So move your body and train your mind to handle the challenge. Exercise. Put it in your calendar. Again, we talked about the ways that it doesn't need to be complicated to get the exercise in daily, and it will be a complete game changer for you. Get morning sunlight and meditation before your day starts. And remember, we talked about how you can really stack that all together. You can go outside, do the walking meditation that we have on here. This way you could start your day calm and clear. And if you don't have a light for some reason, you can't get outside. If you do, go get a red light. I highly suggest it. You can get a little light on your skin in that way and sense. Or I think there's even like another light that I saw called like I don't remember what it's called, but I think it like supposed to pretend like it's sunlight or something. Plan and prioritize your day. So focus on what truly matters instead of reacting. And again, I know you might be resistant to it. I was resistant to it as well, but just sit down and plan the day. Like do it, plan it. Next one, keep a consistent sleep schedule. So let recovery be a part of your performance. Plan tomorrow today and each day knowing exactly where you're headed. Protect your mornings and wake up with intention. Control your energy from the start before everything happens. Move daily. stretch, walk, or lift, but literally just keep your body in motion. Seek discomfort. Challenge yourself through hard things to build resilience. Reflect and practice gratitude. Notice your wins, your growth, and what's working. Now, these habits aren't just about perfection. They're about alignment. When you build your day around these practices, you start to live with more energy, clarity, and purpose. And if today's episode resonated with you, it would mean so much to me if you follow the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and left a quick rating or review. Your feedback helps the show grow. It helps me continue to do this, and it's going to help to continue to help more people find it so that it can help them improve their day. Oh, and also let me know what topics you want to hear next. So hit the follow, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who needs it and someone is ready. Because what if it all goes right? What if it's already going right? Until next time, keep showing up to become the strongest version of yourself from the inside out, and I will see you next time.